Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network, also featured on the Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. Happy Taco Tuesday.
I swear, I think you're the only person in the building that says that.
No, I'm definitely not.
I promise, 100%.
There are videos of others saying it.
I want evidence.
Okay,
I don't see
I
it.
have it literally on my phone.
All right, we'll discuss after the show.
Okay.
Good morning, Fish. Where's Fish? Is he hiding? Oh, I see him. Hey, buddy. How are you? Westfall, good morning. No Terry Foster today. Obviously, Tuesday's no Terry. We got the heavyweights joining at 9:30. Around 8:30, we are going to discuss why sometimes in life you need to put your ego to the side and really just check yourself at the door. And sometimes you have it really good. You should probably understand that. We'll get to how. We're going to start the morning show with, I'm just going to get into it.
Do it.
Oh, boy.
You know, a lot
Full
of talk
send.
about the number 5 overall pick. Who they should take?
Uh-oh.
You know, the gorillas come out and they start, pounding their chests.
That was a big debate yesterday.
Yeah, call it a
Big
debate,
debate.
whatever you want. How the Detroit Pistons can build a championship roster around Cade Cunningham. And, guys, as much as I want to sit here and say, well, you just get multiple superstars and then we close the book. It's not that easy, especially if you're not able to bring superstars via free agency. That's one of the modern ways that these super teams or superstar-oriented teams are built. That is something Detroit could struggle to do. Now, could they get a very good number 2, a very good number 3 in free agency? Absolutely. But the only way they're going to be able to develop 1A alpha stars is through the draft. That's it. And I want you to look at some of the teams that are in the Eastern and Western Conference Finals right now. The Golden State Warriors, yes, one of the rare modern dynasty super teams that were built through the draft. Draymond Green, second-round pick. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, first-round picks, right? So that is your anomaly, but it is also not really an anomaly. It is only an anomaly based on success. But if you look at Boston, multiple Eastern Conference Finals appearances. Always typically getting out of the first round, contending, competing. Young, early in the process. Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown. Now 4 or 5 years into their careers. They're a much better version of what they were not too long ago. But again, the Celtics drafted them. Okay, let's look at the Dallas Mavericks. One superstar player. The Mavericks look like the Pistons to me. Although their talent, I could argue, could be worse, to be honest with you. They've just had more time to build around Luka. And what they've built around Luka is a bunch of undrafted free agents and second-round picks that just aren't good enough. So I don't want to hear any Luka slander this morning. Yes, his ball usage is up. He is giving his teammates open looks. Can't help him there. They're down 3-0 in a series. But look at them. Cade Cunningham could be your Luka Doncic. What else do you have to offer on the Pistons? Sadiq Bey, very nice. Okay, like him. Can he be a legitimate number 2? I don't think so. He hasn't shown that he could consistently deliver 22, 24-point performances night in and night out. And that's what you're looking for. And then I look at of course, Miami Heat. Not necessarily built through the draft, right? But, the Bam Adebayo. Signing a free agent of Kyle Lowry, not an alpha one. Victor Oladipo they traded for. Jimmy Butler, not an alpha one, but you can put pieces around and be successful. Now, do you want to win an NBA championship? Of course you do. But how do you build a championship-level roster? It's through the draft. If you want to pair Cade Cunningham with a superstar. If you want to surround him with veteran pieces and proven players, well, that's what free agency is for. But just to FYI, Detroit Pistons fans, I find it very difficult to believe you are going to land one of the coveted free agents, unless, and again, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, Maddie, which was possibly Devin Booker in 2024. Lots of talk surrounding DeAndre in the summer. He's a restricted free agent. I don't want to get involved in that chatter. I don't think it's important right now. But what you need to build around Cade is you need to give him shooters. Make sure there are shooters on the perimeter. You're going to need a pick-and-roll big man who can also stretch the floor and give you some three-pointers a night. Marvin Bagley, you saw what he did for Cade Cunningham the moment he arrived in Detroit. The pick-and-roll game was absolutely amazing to watch. And then you look at depth. Depth is so important in the NBA. You look at Killian Hayes coming off the bench, Isaiah Stewart coming off the bench. I can look at that and say, okay, that's my defensive unit coming out of every, 14 to 18 minutes a night. Isaiah Stewart probably less minutes. Killian Hayes maybe more than that. That's the future of this team. Cade Cunningham is your alpha 1A. And who's the 1B? Devin Booker in 2 years? Is it Shaedon Sharpe at 5? Jaden Ivey at 5? Whatever ends up happening, the truth is, you're 4 years away, Detroit. I think that's the number. I really do. And if any of you disagree, lines are open all day today. All of you. 313-552-6322. Be my guest. I think it's a 4-year process. Now, when I say it's a 4-year process, I mean to get to an Eastern Conference final. Can you make the playoffs next year or the year after? Yeah, I think so. I do. Cade has shown a unique ability to make everybody around him better. Luka has done that. You look at even Trae Young last year, they made a run. It is possible with these young up-and-coming players to have some success. I don't believe it's championship-level success, but do you expect to win a championship before he's in his prime anyways? Cade's only 1 year in, guys, so you're looking at another 4 or 5 years before he enters his true prime, where he becomes a top 3, top 5 player in the NBA, which I believe he can be. So?
Yeah, and I wanted to bring that up too. I think we forget sometimes how lucky we are that Cade can play with literally anybody. So regardless of, the actual player, the size, the shooting guards that we need, he can make everybody around him better, and I think that speaks huge for him and the Pistons as well. So, we could see him flourish next year with a new team, with whoever we decide to put around him. I think they can still be just as great. I think maybe 4 years is a little bit too long, but
is it?
Maybe.
Okay, so the Warriors drafted Steph Curry. They had 3 29-30 win seasons in a row. They then won 42 games in year 4. And then finally, year 5, once Steph started to come into his own, and Clay and Draymond, it was Mark Jackson. It was 50 wins. It was first round, second round. And then it was year 8, year 9 of Steph Curry, and it was Steve Kerr. Championships, finals, 3, 4, 5 consecutive finals, I believe. Unbelievable. And then it's now they're back there one more time. They could be. Yeah. They're up 3-0 right now. So, yes, you built through the draft. And I expect a dynasty out of Cade Cunningham. That is so unfair for me to even put on him 1 year in. But I think the point is you can build around him.
Yeah.
And it's going to take time. Killian Hayes is a baby. Sadiq Bey's still a young kid.
They're all babies.
They're all babies.
They can't even drink.
It's one of the youngest rosters, if not the youngest roster in the NBA. So, I look at this basketball team and I say they're early in the process. If you want to expect them to vie for a play-in game, I don't mind. But I'm not going to sit there in the first round and say they should be contending. No.
Yeah.
No, they shouldn't.
I think that's not realistic. But I think 4 years is, I don't know. When I look at Cade Cunningham, we've said it all year long. He just plays like a veteran. He has that slow game. He thinks before he acts. That is something that I think is different than Steph Curry.
4 years based on the fact that I don't think they sign a superstar free agent. Now, if they go get Devin Booker in 2024, that speeds up the timeline. And even if they get DeAndre Ayton this offseason, I don't believe that significantly propels them into a top 4 seed where they become instant contenders. You still need to surround him with shooting. You haven't addressed what you're going to do with Jeremy Grant. And a lot of people are saying, flip Jeremy Grant for the number 4 pick, the number 7 pick, for another rookie? So you're going to pick 2 players in the top 5. And they're supposed to play with Cade. And their potential is possibly to be alpha status. Mm-hmm. Do we hear ourselves?
Right.
You can do it, fine. But don't tell me the Pistons are going to contend until 4 or 5 years from now. That's the reality. So look, at the end of the day, Cade Cunningham proved his worth year one. I thought he was exceptional. We don't need to get into a Rookie of the Year conversation. Obviously, you guys know how I feel about it. I thought it was a joke. Whatever. I've made my point many times, but that guy, moving forward, is more capable of leading the Pistons to success than I would argue Scotty Barnes could for Toronto, Evan Mobley could for Cleveland, hell, even Jalen Green could for Houston. So, Detroit, you're in a great situation this morning. What are we, May 24th? Guys, I love this comment. I really do. People here are... By the way, you guys are awesome in the comment section. Shout out to all of you. You guys are freaking hilarious. Sometimes I'm trying to focus, and I just read some comments. I'm like, oh, my God. I do want to ask you one question, Maddie, before we skate out for a few seconds. Given Cade's rookie year, given all the development, I think people just need to accept Dwayne Casey's the coach for the next 2-3 years. I don't think they're going to fire him unless he is underachieving. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you can assign playoff contention to this team yet. Now, do you want to win a certain amount of games? Hey, I can respect that. But I think he's a coach not only next year, but the year after for sure. I don't see him leaving.
Yeah, and I was one of the people that wanted him out back in January or whatever.
So I'm asking you the question, honey.
But no, I agree. I think he is the coach for the next couple years, and I've said this previously as well. He's won the locker room. Those guys love him, and he's proven with the Raptors that he can build a team. He can, be successful. So I think he's that guy for us for the next couple years at least, and he has proven to make this team better as the season went on. So I think he's somebody that we can look forward to seeing for the next couple years for sure.
Absolutely. And again, just to clarify my timeline, the 4 years, everybody in the chat and watching at home, the 4 years is to get to an Eastern Conference final. You've seen Luka now do it. You've seen Trae Young do it. I think Cade possibly could be as good as Luka. Definitely, I believe he can be better than Trae Young, especially given his size and his ability to move on the court. Now, again, do I want to see the Pistons in the Eastern Conference final in 4 years and Cade is surrounded by nothing? A bunch of undrafted free agents, second-round picks? No, ideally not. Jalen Brunson, who's not showing up? No, ideally not. But you look at the Pistons, I think they're in a better situation. I think you can attach the Pistons more to the Boston Celtics, more to the Golden State Warriors in terms of how they're rebuilding than you would say the Atlanta Hawks or the Dallas Mavericks, because those teams are so star-centric. I look at Boston. Jason Tatum's the star. Marcus Smart is the second most important player, and then Jaylen Brown. And then I look at Golden State. Do I need to say it? Clay, Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Steph Curry. This team is built around selflessness. And there's one thing I love about Cade Cunningham, and that is his ability to be selfless. We talk about individual star players up and coming. Steph Curry, to me, is one of the greatest superstars ever because of his ability to just take a step back, allow everybody around him not only to shoot shots or to get theirs no. It's his ability to lead by example and by facilitating and getting his teammates better open looks. And for me, that is everything. I think Cade can absolutely do that. Can he do it to the level of Steph? Guys, I mean, he's going into his second year. I don't think that's fair or objective of me to even bring up. But damn it, that's what we're going to do this morning. We are going to head to a quick break. When we get back, I'm going to tell all of you why Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings will win the NFC North this season. I know a lot of people are really high on the Lions this year. I'm definitely one of the people thinking 7, 8, possibly 9 wins. But there is something growing in Minnesota. I don't think it's getting enough attention. And I think it significantly impacts the Detroit Lions. So we'll bring up that in a bit. But before we do, I got to tell you where I get my haircut. And that's at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Lady Jane's, walk in anytime, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. Their awesome stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. Check out Lady Jane's. Again, visit one of their many locations in the Metro Detroit area. Again, Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Well, if you are looking to bet tonight, make sure you head on over to oddstrader.com. It is the #1 site for all of your game day bets. For play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking, you can even download the OddsTrader app from the App Store today. They've got the best price on every game, as well as sign-up offers from multiple sportsbooks. So head on over to oddstrader.com.
All right, here we are back on the Morning Woodward Show. Thank all of you for tuning in this morning. We got the Woodward Heavyweights coming up at 9:30. That'll be fun. At 9 o'clock, I'm going to tell you what you can expect from Dan Campbell in year 2. And, of course, right now I'm going to tell you why Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings will win the NFC North. Before we get into the coaching change, why Zimmer failed, why this team was an underperforming roster, I want you to look at the Vikings' history. Really look at them since the year 2000. There have only been 6, 9, 11 seasons since the year 2000 that they haven't made the playoffs. So they're there 50% of the time. This is a team that has consistently found its way into the playoff hunt. They've also won the division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times since the year 2000. Again, it's a good, stable franchise. They're never delivering Super Bowls. Sure, it's been, over 40 years. But this is a team that's put together multiple conference championship runs in the last 10 years, 12 years. And I look at this team, the last time they went 2 years without the last 2 times they went 2 years without a postseason appearance. They followed up both years with a 10-win season and an 11-win season, one of them resulting in a division title. Just how they are. They have 2 down years, and then they bounce it around. And this is a team I could argue last year significantly underperformed at 8 and 9. Kirk Cousins had one of his best years ever, and I think Kevin O'Connell is going to be the guy to unlock the Minnesota Vikings. Watch out for the Vikings. And you know what? That doesn't mean the Lions are destined for 3rd. I still think the Lions can finish 2nd in this division, even if the Vikings are 1st. I am not sold on Green Bay. Yes, an exceptional defense. Exceptional. Yes, the best quarterback in the division. The most proven head coach in the division. But boy, you don't lose Devontae Adams and follow it up with Christian Watson and Sammy Watkins. Or Christian Watson and Sammy Watkins, excuse me. That's not the offseason you have if you're trying to win a Super Bowl. You know why the Rams won the Super Bowl? You know why the Bengals were in the Super Bowl? Because their quarterback to wide receiver connection was one of the best in the NFL. And you lost that this offseason, Green Bay. I don't expect Green Bay to be contending. And I look at Kevin O'Connell. This is a guy that so far, let's just call it what it is, from the Sean McVay coaching tree, great communicator. My goodness. Take 2 minutes out of your day to go listen to Kevin O'Connell on the podium. Great communicator. And you know what reminds me of his enthusiasm, the way he communicates, the way he talks, the way he speaks about the game, really reminds me of who? Of course, Sean McVay. He spent time under Sean McVay. And I think that's really interesting. We look at the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, that coaching group, that circle, Mike McDaniels. Now you have Kevin O'Connell, both recently just got a job. You look at Cincinnati and what they have with Zach Taylor. You look around the league, a lot of these guys are tied to McVay and Shanahan, and I think that is a very interesting dynamic. For me, the Minnesota Vikings are the team to beat. I think they addressed some key positions on defense that they needed. Yes, the Lions fleeced them in the draft, but that doesn't matter. They were still able to get some good players. And I don't mind the Lions benefiting at the expense of other teams at all. And I won't apologize for it. I don't care about the Vikings, but I will say, an 8-9 roster last year, 7-9 the year prior. This is a 10, 11, possibly 12-win football team this year. And I really, really don't believe that Green Bay is going to be another 13-win season, a 12, 11-win season. Now, can Green Bay finish 9-8, 10-7? Sure. Can Detroit finish 8-9 and finish third in the division, a game off? Sure. No problem. But I expect Minnesota to take the division. Yes, their offensive line is bad. They've worked on it a little bit. I like what they did on defense, especially in the secondary. Their pass rush, their linebacking core, some of the best in the division. And do I have to mention that they have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, a very potent offense? It's funny because under Zimmer last year, the defense was the problem. And if the defense would have just gotten right for maybe 2 or 3 games throughout the year, that would be a playoff team last year. And I don't know if they fire Mike Zimmer. That's the interesting part of the Minnesota Vikings. Their defense let them down. The Vikings GM, Adam, showed me that he's dumb early, to be honest. We will see how that goes over time, but I've said it once, I'll say it again. JMO, anytime touchdown bet is hammered anytime we play the Vikings. Pistons fan, you know what? I'm not going to say he's dumb. All right? I'm not. His first draft as a rookie GM, he got worked by a veteran, maybe not a veteran GM, but a veteran of the league. Brad Holmes has been around for a minute. If I'm doing Minnesota sports talk, yeah, I'm very upset with the GM. I also look at their draft picks and I say, all right, you know what? You addressed what you wanted, right? In the first round, they take, God, I mean, I find it hard to not like the Minnesota draft picks. I really do. I really find it hard to believe that they're sitting there outside of, again, the trade. The trade was disastrous. Fine, I'll agree. But when you draft a corner and a safety back-to-back, I believe it was Lewis Sine and Andrew Booth out of Clemson. Those were their first 2 picks. They followed it up with a guard, Ed Ingram, out of LSU. They go and get Brian Asamoah at pick 66, which was a pick Detroit Lions fans spoke heavily of. Possibly Brian Asamoah at 66 when they had the pick. They then went D-line, corner. They got Ty Chandler later in the draft, which is interesting for me. A lot of value there. Dalvin Cook always hurt. Madison, the best backup running back in the NFL. Jalen Naylor later on. Look, at the end of the day, I think the Vikings did fine. Yes, they did get fleeced, but I don't think this GM is dumb. I think he got worked, and I think everybody makes mistakes, and I expect Brad Holmes to make mistakes over the coming years. Who knows? He may have made one this draft. You don't know, right? So I'm not ready to just completely throw the Vikings GM under the bus. What I will say is they hired, I believe, the catch of the offseason in Kevin O'Connell. I don't think there was a better guy or the sexier pick coming out, given where the NFL is going, than Kevin O'Connell. So what does that mean for the Lions? Well, it means the Lions are going to be in an interesting position this year, right? They're going to be a lot better than the Bears. I don't expect anybody to sit here and actually argue with me that the Lions aren't going to be significantly better than the Bears. Bears are a disaster. Have you seen Matt Eller, I don't know his goddamn name. It's the weirdest last name I've ever seen in my life. Everfluss, I don't know. What an ugly last name. Defensive coordinator, Chicago. You hired a defensive coordinator for a second-year quarterback that you traded up for. Congratulations, Chicago. You really got it going, bud. You guys are really crushing it. Chicago's going to be awful. I think Detroit will be the 2nd or 3rd team in the division this year. The only way they're 3rd is either A, they shoot themselves in the foot, or B, the Vikings and the Packers are just legitimately very good football teams, which, you know what, you can't throw that possibility out of the window. You really can't. And again, I have the Lions at a minimum of 7. I think anything under, And it could be 6, and I could live with it given the games have to play out a certain way. But I'm looking for Dan Campbell to be different. I don't want to see, oh, well, you know what? Take time. Time. We need time. We're always 2-3 years away. In football, it is the most proven sport that every 2-3 years you can turn it around. You are in year 2. Do I expect you to win the division in year 2? No, I do not, guys. No, I do not. But I do expect you to be contending for it next year. And how are you going to contend next year? By showing steps forward, player development, better coaching, better talent in year 2. And I think the Lions can do that. I am not asking for much this year. Or at least I don't believe I'm asking for much. A 7-10 football team? Dan Campbell shows possibly flashes of offensive brilliance. And if they win anything more than 8 games, you're looking at a possible, a guy that really, I don't think anybody would have ever been as high on Dan Campbell if he has a winning season this year. I think that would be the most hyped offseason that this town has had since arguably Jim Caldwell after his first year when they finished 11-5 and everybody was going into the next year. Time to win a division. Time to host a playoff game. Time to win a playoff game. That was the conversation. Super interesting. Maddie, could you tell everybody at home about the lifestyle beverage that is Cintron, please?
Yes, I can. It's not only the lifestyle beverage, but it is the beverage of the summer, and it's now available in your local Kroger. So head on over to Kroger. They even have a deal going on right now. It's 2 for just $4. An absolute steal. Cintron is the new energy drink for the active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
Hi, I'm Cade Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Well, it may be Taco Tuesday, but you can get chicken wings any day, anytime from Wing Snob. They've got fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wing Snob, they have the best traditional wings. Try out their signature sauces, Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Their wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce that you may choose. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online now at wingsnob.com. Wing Snob, we just have better wings.
I had Wing Snob not Thursday. I think it was this past Friday.
Was it good?
Elite.
I was obviously, I think we all grow up in the phase like, you're young, you don't know anything about life, whatever. You go to beat-ups, like that's the spot,
maybe
right?
That's
you turn 21, oh my God, that's the spot to be. Not even close.
No, not
like
even a
Wing
little
Snob,
bit.
like they're not even close. It's insane how good they are.
And they have a
my wife does not eat
garlic.
wings. My wife does not eat wings. Like she's not a wing person. Like she will, but it's not at the top of her list. Like, oh man, you know what? That would be great tonight. Loved it.
Ooh.
She loved it. So shout out to Wing Snob, crushing it.
Crushing
Seriously,
it.
amazing.
We love Wing Snob.
Seriously, amazing. I hadn't had it in so long.
Did you have their fries though?
No,
Ooh,
I didn't.
You missed out.
Whoa, what is wrong with you? You don't have fries with your wings?
I was in a rush, buddy.
I don't care. You get fries with your wings.
All right. For next time, chill out, buddy.
Fish's favorite meal is
Jesus.
chicken fingies. Chicken tendy boys.
Look at you,
Chicken
Maddie. Taco
tendy
Tuesday and
boys.
chicken fingies.
Tendy
God.
boys and fries is Fish's favorite meal.
I mean, chicken fingers
whatever.
are pretty good. They're up there.
Oh, God. Adam, what is the minimum you would like to see out of Amani Owarie this season in order for the Lions to give him a contract extension? I think I've seen enough growth. I think the only way you don't give him a contract extension is if he significantly regresses. I don't need another 6, 7, 8, 10 interception season. I don't. Be a good corner. A lot of pass deflections. A lot of forcing the wide receivers to make tough catches. I look at that. That's important too. And yeah, if you get a few interceptions, that would be nice. So Amani Oruwariye, as long as he doesn't significantly regress, I have no problem with the Lions offering an extension. Great season for him last season. All right, 8:30. I teased it up a little earlier. Guys, sometimes in life you have a good situation, whether it's a girlfriend, a job, a wife, even a husband, whatever it may be. You have somebody or something that really just fits you, right? You're in lockstep with this individual, with this company, whatever it may be. And let's just say it's an employer. And this employer not only allows you, let's start with pay. They pay you very well, right? And not only do they pay you very well, they surround you with individuals at your level, if not slightly below your level because of how good you are. And they make you better. Those individuals around you make you better. And they spoil you. And they let you be the focus. And they let you take all the credit. And they let you take all the shots. Now, I just spoiled a little bit. Shots as in basketball. And we're going to talk about Steph Curry saying that this is the best version of the Golden State Warriors he's been a part of in terms of the way they're playing basketball. And I couldn't agree more. And I'm looking at Kevin Durant this morning, shaking my head in disappointment. Two-time Finals MVP. He went down in the finals with a torn Achilles. Came back, tore it again. They tore it in the Western Conference slightly. Came back, tore it completely in Toronto. KD left. Guys, you really can't leave good situations. Like, you got to be super self-aware to do that. Kyrie made the mistake.
But they're selfish people and they want themselves to win.
I know they're selfish. But to me, I'm going to look back on KD's career now and say, man, what a disappointment that was. You could have been top 10 all time. You're a top 10 talent. That doesn't mean you're top 10 all time. You would have been top 10 all time. You might have eclipsed Steph Curry had you stayed. And you probably would have not won another 2. If not, you'd be on pace to win your 5th championship in total. And here you are, playing with Ben Simmons, who never plays. And who? What? Kyrie Irving, who only cares about Kyrie Irving and if the earth is flat. And if you disagree with Kyrie, he shuts down and goes into a mental state of psychosis. I don't know. That's what Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant chose Ben Simmons, who's too busy banging a Kardashian, and Kyrie Irving, who's too busy banging himself, over Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr. By the way, Steve Kerr, Hall of Fame head coach. By the way, Steve Kerr, champion as a player, a very competent GM, Hall of Fame head coach, champion head coach.
But
he left that. He left that.
But he didn't want to be in Steph's shadow.
He left that for Steve Nash, who him and Kyrie said, yeah, we don't need a coach. We don't need to be coached. Bitch, yes, you do. And I am glad you're at home watching this team on the cusp of going to another NBA Finals. And I hope the Golden State Warriors win it all for this exact reason. If Steph Curry can deliver, I think the jury's out on Steph. I think it's an absolute lock. Not only one of the best point guards of all time, I think not only has he secured top 3, I believe, and you know me, I'm the biggest Isaiah Thomas supporter on this network, maybe outside of Neil Rule. I think he evolves himself above Isaiah Thomas. And honestly, I'm willing to have the conversation of him as the best point guard over Magic of all time. Given how he did it, how he changed the game, how his selflessness contributed to all these titles. It wasn't that he just took a step back and wasn't Steph Curry and let LeBron be LeBron like D-Wade did with LeBron in Miami. No. He did all the little things that were necessary for a team to win a championship at the expense of his finals MVPs, at the expense of his limelight. Why? Because it was good for the team. That's Steph Curry. And I can't wait, hopefully, to have that conversation if he does do it. But Steph, again, Kevin Durant. Guys, don't be like Kevin Durant. Don't go from a job that pays you very well and surrounds you with great people to a job that pays you the same amount of money and surrounds you with a bunch of idiots because you feel your title needs to be higher or your ego isn't boosted enough. God, Golden State was the perfect situation for Kevin Durant. Boy, do they look like they're having fun. They took Andrew Wiggins, who was a nobody in in Minnesota. He was, a nice player, all-star appearances. He was the guy in Minnesota. He wasn't a winner. And look at him having nights like he did the other night against Dallas. And then you look at Jordan Poole. Draft him, send him to the G League. And here he is contributing and giving the Warriors minutes. By the way, he's giving them minutes, and Steph Curry is willing to go sit on the bench to make sure his basketball team wins games. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's Steph Curry. That's the difference between having a Steph Curry and a Kevin Bitch Durant. Swear.
Well,
so true.
It's just like you can see the way that they play is so different than everybody else. Like you said, they're having fun out there, and it's very almost shocking to see because this round of playoffs has been kind of bizarre. The points have been a little bit crazy. They've been winning by 20 and 30 points in the playoffs, which you don't usually see. Usually it's a fight to the end. These guys are just out there having fun, absolutely balling. Steph Curry, he's averaging like 7 points less than he was last year, but he's still a phenomenal player, and you can just tell that he's totally dishing it to the players around him, and everyone's having a great time out there, which I think is absolutely nuts, especially this far in the playoffs.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, Golden State is such a beautiful story. How they play, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's fun to watch, and it's successful. You usually don't get that, right? Mm-hmm. The Phoenix Suns, fun to watch. Come playoff time, they're not fun to watch. They lose. Right?
They don't just
and
lose.
Nobody cares about how you play in the playoffs. It's do you win?
Yeah.
Right? And the Warriors have a knack of doing both, and I think that's so amazing. It's so special. And again, Maddie, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden, all from the same tree in OKC. Individual players that could never be leaders on a team and never found success.
Why you gotta call me out like that?
I'm not. Just hear me out. Never found success outside of KD when he joined a legitimate franchise that had a superstar player that I could argue was more important than KD was, and Steph Curry. And that's how he found success. And since he's left, nothing. What do we do with players like that?
Tell him to take a seat.
What do the Lakers do with Russell Westbrook?
I don't know. I didn't like Russ to the Lakers to begin with. That wasn't something that I ever wanted to see happen. I didn't think that he would ever play well on a team with LeBron James. That's not something that I thought would have been a good move for them. He doesn't belong on a team like the Lakers. He belongs on a team like OKC, a team that has nobody else. He wants to be that person, and he can't be, unfortunately. I do love Russell. I think he's an amazing player, and he has potential, but he was way better years ago with all of his triple-doubles, and he was MVP, and he was getting all of these awards because he's a ball hog, and he could do it in those places.
Yeah, well, this can be served as a warning to the Detroit Pistons and Cade Cunningham, right? You don't want to be superstar-oriented unless that superstar is just the second greatest player of all time, which is LeBron James, right? LeBron James can overcome everything because his game is almost complete, right? Not many players have ever been able to do that. If not, no player has ever been able to do that. Only LeBron. So when we go back to how the Pistons can build around Cade, and how do you prevent the Pistons from having a dynamic where Cade becomes just the stat guy, which I don't believe he'll ever be because I don't believe he's that selfish. I believe Cade as a human he is much more emotionally and mentally prepared for success individually and for the team than Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and any of these players ever have been, in my opinion. And the kid's just out of his rookie year. I believe Cade Cunningham is more mature right now than Russell Westbrook and James Harden have ever been.
I can agree with that.
And that says something. Mm-hmm. And it says more about the two individuals, Russell Westbrook and James Harden, who should not be in the top 75, by the way. I don't know who I have to talk to. Call me, 313. Actually, I'm not going to give my number away on there. That's probably a bad idea.
No, I've said this forever. I've never, ever been a fan of James Harden. That's not a player that I love. And I know that doesn't say a whole lot because I'm a Russell Westbrook fan, but those two are completely different players in my eyes. So, I don't know.
Maturity matters.
It does matter.
If Isaiah Thomas was a selfish piece of, if Isaiah Thomas wasn't a humble, excellent player.
If he had the attitude of a James Harden or a Russell Westbrook.
There is not a single championship in Detroit right now. Not a single one. the Bad Boy Pistons formed because of Isaiah Thomas's maturity, his willingness to take on the enemy in terms of whether it was Bird, Magic, Jordan, whoever, it didn't matter. He was willing to be the bad guy. He sacrificed his own... Guys, do you understand what Isaiah Thomas did for this town? Isaiah Thomas sacrificed his own individual accolades, his own individual status, and NBA galore to bring you 3 finals appearances and 2 championships. Should have been a 3-peat in my opinion. Whatever, we don't need to talk about, unfortunate times. Things happen. It's all good. Day back to back. It's all good. Bad Boy Pistons, baby. I'm just saying. Like, I want to say, outside of Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry, there has never been a superstar that has sacrificed their own individualness for the betterment of the team. Now, Isaiah Thomas is more on the extreme version because, he went at Bird. He went at Jordan. He went at Magic. He went at the league. He was punching people. The Pistons brought something to the league. The league, honestly, they didn't want it. And it was obvious. And then you look at Steph, obviously he changed the whole game. Maybe it's a different conversation, but in terms of being mature, selfless, they both embody that. And I don't think there's 2 point guards better than that in NBA history than Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry. So yeah, what will Cade Cunningham be? We're 1 year in, hopefully, to a 14, 15-year career. Way too early. But I believe he has the maturity. I believe he has the selflessness. And I believe he has the will. You have to have the will. Whenever you do anything in life, you have to have the will to do it. Mm-hmm. Right? There's a really famous saying. In war, you have to have the will to kill and the will to be killed. That's super important to understand. And I know it's really on the extreme end, we're talking life and death, but you have to apply that to sports. In sports, you have to have the will to win and the will to lose. And what do I mean by the will to lose? Meaning, you leave everything on the court. You don't sit there and drop 4 points in a Game 7. You don't sit there and go 0 for 10 in the half, 0 for 11 like Chris Paul and Devin Booker did. You have to understand, if I'm going down swinging, and I'm giving every last effort that I have. There's a reason why I define superstars and star players very differently. Because only the superstars elevate and rise to the occasion. The star players are just good, but they never deliver. They never deliver the goods, which is the ultimate goal, which is the championship. So that's the big difference. We are going to have to break. When we get back, we are going to... You know what? We're going to take calls when we get back.
Oh.
313-552-6322. Maddie, if you could please drop the number in the chat. That's 313-552-6322. Call in with your questions. I'll gladly answer. If you have an opinion on Isaiah Thomas and Cade Cunningham, or how the Pistons should build a championship roster, feel free to call in. If you have an opinion on my belief that the Vikings will win the division and the Lions still can push for the second place spot, call in and let me know. Would love to hear it. But before we go, Maddie, could you tell everybody at home about the best defense on and off the field?
Yes, I can. Guardian Alarm. They keep you safe and give you peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what's important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. That's right, you heard Fish. 1-800-STAY-OUT. And let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on the Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. We are taking callers, so if you've got something to say, make sure to give us a call, 313-552-6322. I'm pretty sure that's the right phone number. I feel like I get it wrong every time.
I mean, you say it so much, I don't know how you could even forget.
I don't know. I put it in the chat wrong the one time, remember?
You know who I want to bring on, Sue?
Who?
I'm going to bring on Koo from Locked On Pistons.
We love him.
I want to bring on Koo because I'm really curious what he has to say about, obviously, Jeremy Grant. The entire who the Pistons should take at number 5. Oh, my God, this controversy that just doesn't need to be a thing right now, but it is, whatever. Really interested to hear his thoughts. So we'll probably get him on maybe Thursday or Friday. I think that's the goal. We'll try to get him on Thursday or Friday. Guys in the chat, listening at home, listening on the app, wherever you may be, 313-552-6322.
Listening in Georgia. We had a friend call us out on Georgia on Twitter.
Yeah, I did see that. That was Dino, correct?
Yeah.
Shout out to Dino in the chat. Shout out for always watching. Love that. I will answer a question that was in the chat, which was LeBron is the GOAT. Can you explain how MJ is the GOAT? All right. I don't even know how to acknowledge your name because it's not even a name. It's just a bunch of capital letters. But you know who you are, obviously. So I'll say this. I love that people get offended that LeBron James is the second greatest player of all time. Like, that's insane. Do you understand what the second greatest player of all time means? It means he is unbelievably better than everybody to ever step on a court, except one guy who was Black Jesus.
They say that because of the amount of Hall of Famers that Jordan played with versus LeBron.
No, they say that because they're stupid.
Okay, did Jordan not go against Barkley? Did he not go against Stockton and Malone, Drexler? Like, did he not go against Magic? Did he not go through Bird and Isaiah in his early days? I mean, this is a bit ridiculous.
Okay, here's a question for you, though, because when do you draw a line between the eras?
You have to draw a line between them.
Exactly.
People are stupid.
And I don't like saying that, well, MJ could come in this era and I think he could drop 50. He could,
that's gonna be,
but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
That's the argument, though.
What was LeBron James's career? What was MJ's?
Yeah.
MJ's was a lot of early struggles, but when he entered his prime, and again, prime meaning he became and understood how to win. When MJ won, nobody else won. Do you understand what that means? That means he played for 3 years, won 3 titles, took a year and a half off, came back, got knocked out to the Eastern Conference champions, which were the Shaq Magic, came back the following year, three-peated. Again. And they believe they could have won number 7 had they kept the team one more year. And I think they could have done it. But that's regardless of the point. MJ, all the accolades, all All-NBAs, Defensive Player of the Year, MVPs, scoring titles, you name it, he did it. If you just want to align accolades, forget the finals appearances. Take out the finals.
Yeah.
Forget the fact that he has 6 finals MVPs. But hey, forget the finals, right? Forget the notorious Game 6 shots. Forget the notorious buckets, the steals, the plays on defense, the strip from Karl Malone. Forget all that. What is LeBron James compared to MJ? If you go by accolades, it's MJ. And if you go by individual stats, well, Michael had just as good of an apex career as LeBron James. They're very similar. I want to say Jordan's 35-6 or 35-5. And LeBron is somewhere along 27-6-7 or 27-7-7, something along those lines. Correct me if I'm wrong at home, please. So the point is, these are 2 of the greatest players to ever walk the face of the earth. And I don't think there's a player in now or in the next 10 years that will eclipse those 2 players, ever. I find it extremely hard to believe. I don't see the player in the NBA right now that's going to be able to do it. So yes, LeBron James is unbelievably amazing. But you don't diminish what MJ accomplished individually and as a team because LeBron went to 10 finals. Oh, by the way, he's 4-6. Oh, well, LeBron carried all his teams. That's how those teams were set up. Would I have loved to see LeBron James coached by Greg Popovich and be not as relied on? Of course. But that wasn't his scenario, and he chose his scenarios year in and year out after his first go-round in Cleveland. And the 3-1 comeback against the Golden State Warriors One of the greatest comebacks in NBA Finals history, if not the greatest. Like, LeBron's done some amazing things. I don't know why this has to be a criticizing session. But, Fish, give me a thumbs up when we're ready. What I will say, I want to move off MJ LeBron. I don't know why. I don't want to do it, but I think it's stupid. I really do. I really do.
I concur.
So, if stats matter, guys, that's fine. And if you can't take one thing. You have to take it all into context. And LeBron James is, in my opinion, the second greatest player to ever walk the face of the earth in NBA history. And in your opinion, he's the best. Okay, fine. I don't care. I'm not going to lose sleep over this.
Wow, you both think that they're great?
Wow. I know, right? Oh, my God.
Wonderful.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No, so, genius, my friend. Apparently, Jordan only played 6 years. No, he didn't. But LeBron, again, this is so funny. We revisionist history on everything. Jordan came into the league and was the best player in the league. And he had no supporting cast. And MJ was not LeBron. He wasn't as gifted of a passer as LeBron. LeBron's the most gifted passer maybe outside of Magic ever. So LeBron could facilitate and make his teammates better. Jordan had to learn as he got older on how to play with teammates and how to make them better. And you saw that unfold in the late 80s, early 90s. And then when he figured it out, nobody could beat him. And it was that simple. Do you forget the 47-point game closeouts, the 50-point game closeouts, the 45-point game closeouts? The shot against the Jazz in Game 6 where he had, I believe, 45 points. Fish, who do we have on the line, buddy?
All right, we have Pete from Clinton Township.
All right, Pete.
Pistons and Tigers is his topic
Pistons and
today.
Tigers. All right, Pete, good morning. I hope you're doing well. What do you got for us?
Good morning, Adam. And Maddie, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Maddie, I think you're beautiful. I love watching you in the morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I wish somebody would call me beautiful.
I do every day.
The Pistons, I like their track. They should follow the track that they built in '89 with Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars and Vinnie Johnson and all those guys. They should follow that I think that particular plan. So I'm hoping to get another point guard to go with Cade, and we'll see what happens. Now with the Tigers, I'm pretty disappointed, but I'm still hopeful. They kind of almost made a comeback yesterday, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, look, it's tough. It's tough out here for the Tigers. They just can't catch a break. I am very disappointed, as you are. I mean, I was very high on them before the season started, so that's unfortunate, Pete. But regarding the Pistons, I don't mind it. I think that team in '89, I think that young core or that individual, that guard core is something you do want to replicate. I think it could be Sadiq Bey, Cade, and another individual. Do I think Killian Hayes is good enough to be that? I don't believe so. I think Killian Hayes is going to be a great defender for this team come playoff time. I think that's a guy that you're going to want to keep on your basketball team to give you minutes and to move forward and just play good defense for your basketball team. So I think Killian Hayes is a good piece to have on a contending roster. Are they contenders right now? No, but at the end of the day, Pete, I think the Pistons are technically on the right track. What they do at 5 will matter, of course, but at the end of the day, I think they're 4 years away from even contending for an Eastern Conference Finals appearance. Pete, what do you think?
He's already off.
Oh, well, way to go, Fish. Thanks for telling me.
I didn't. Oh, what am I supposed to tell you?
Oh, God. I love you, buddy. Ugh. That's funny. Why do people get to call you beautiful? I'm sitting here.
I think you're beautiful.
Yeah.
I tell you you're cute every day.
I don't like that.
Yeah, but he wants to call it, and he doesn't like it when Terry does it either.
Can someone in the chat tell
Terry called me a cutie pie yesterday.
He did.
The hell was that?
He told me I looked minty, whatever that means.
Yeah, because you had like a mint sweater on.
Sweater.
Yeah, but, you know.
You know what? I don't know what. Tell me.
I don't know either. That's all he had. So all he had was calling me minty. It was just the color of my shirt. At least he called you a cutie pie.
Yeah, I do not want to be called a cutie pie. I'll pass 7 days a week on that.
Somebody in the chat needs to tell Adam he looks beautiful, please.
No.
Or call in just to tell Adam he looks beautiful.
I would appreciate it. Confidence low this morning. Oh, man. Top of the hour, we got what can the Detroit Lions expect from Motor City Dan Campbell in year 2. We will be heading to break shortly. Again, the lines are open, 313-552-6322 for the remainder of the show. The heavyweights. Maddie, the heavyweights, your best friends, showing up at 9:29.
They will be here.
They will be here at 9:29.
I won't disclose anything.
I'm nervous.
By the way, you should be.
I got 2 topics for them. I hope they're ready for it.
One of them I know they're ready for.
You're ready for it.
Yeah, you better be ready.
I mean, honestly, I am. I was pretty entertained yesterday. I kind of want to have it again. I want to see it unfold
Because
again.
I, as you know, am their bodyguard. So I, am kind of their handler, if you will. We had a little fun yesterday, but they have some plans for you on the
By
show
the way,
this
heavyweights, if you show up to the show with a tampon in your nose, I'm kicking you guys out of the studio, and you're probably going to get fired too. So let's not do that. All right? Thanks, guys. Cool. We are going to head to break. When we get back, top of the hour, I am going to tell you what you can expect from Dan Campbell in year 2. But before we go, I need Maddie to tell me about where we'll be tomorrow and where the best food and the best strawberry fest is,
Yes,
which is Big Boy.
I am so excited. They dropped some food off here a couple weeks ago, but we are going to be at the Big Boy in Brighton tomorrow. All 3 shows are going to be live from Big Boy. The Strawberry Fest is back there right now, and they've got some delicious food going on. They got breakfast items like strawberry French toast, hotcakes, and waffles. They've got lunch items like a new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, which is delicious, by the way, and a strawberry salad. And don't forget, of course, dessert. They have a berry delicious strawberry pie for just $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more. Head on over to your local Big Boy.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to Woodward Sports for more great videos.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show. Here on the Woodward Sports Network. Fish, has anyone called in to ask or to tell Adam he's beautiful yet?
They have not.
Oh,
maybe they did it in the chat.
Wow.
They could have done it in the chat.
That hurts a little, eh?
Yeah, I don't need word affirmation. Leave me alone.
What is your love language?
What do you mean?
Whoa.
What the hell's
You know
that?
how, like, some people, you just said you don't need words of affirmation. That is how some people, like, receive love.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, I'm
You just wake up angry.
I wake up angry, and usually if you spend time
Why?
with me and I'm quiet, that means I like you.
Is there ever a day
so
you're not
your
going to wake up
quality
angry?
time is your love language.
Yeah, like quality time, like just relaxing. I like to do.
Okay.
I don't get much of it, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
Is there ever a day you're not going to wake up angry?
No, I wake up angry every day.
Why? French Open,
better
day
that
3.
way.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Buddy, I'm not watching tennis.
You should.
Jesus Christ. Is that guy playing, or did they ban him because
Who,
he's Ukrainian
Djokovic?
and Russian? How's
Who?
that working?
Which one?
Did they ban the Russians?
I don't think so.
All right, well, we'll see. I hope they didn't. 9 o'clock. Maddie,
Yes.
we've been talking about it all day. What can the Detroit Lions expect from Dan Campbell in year 2?
Do you think he's going to up his caffeine intake?
Caffeine intake, I'm sure, is at an all-time high for him right now. But Lions fans, hear me out. In my opinion, this is what you should expect. And I think it's fair. And I'm really being as genuine as I can be. Especially, I understand I was very critical of him to start the year. Don't start the year 0-8 this year, please. But I think you're going to see an offense that's really going to take teams by surprise. Even prior to Jameson Williams' return, I still think it's a competent, functional offense. I think it's going to be pretty efficient. I think it's going to be a pain in the ass to play against. So what you should expect from Dan Campbell year 2 is a revamped offense. I think a team that's not only in games, but actually winning football games. And I think if you want to assign a win total, I think 6 to 8 wins is probably on the safe side, but I think 7 and 9. I think 7 to 9 wins is very doable. I really believe that. I believe the talent is getting there. They're early in the process. It's very young. It's a very young, raw team. That's the reason why if Dan Campbell, walks in 2 years from now, expectations would probably be to win right away, given the roster and where it would be. But, he's part of the ground zero rebuild. So this year, I think you're looking for a coach to continue his aggression. You're looking for a head coach to obviously command the locker room like he has, but really translate that into on-the-field results. You're looking for him to not be shy shy from the moment. Really understand the moment in each game. Not going for it on 4th and 1 at your own 13-yard line in the first quarter of a game that you're not even down in. It's a tie ball game. There's just things you will evolve in, I believe. And I think the biggest thing you can expect is accountability in year 2, right? That's a big thing. It's hard to attach to his first year, even though they were a 3-win team. It was a depleted roster, full of injuries, no talent, overachieving, player development across the board. It looked good in terms of a player development standpoint. The offense turned around completely when Ben Johnson and Dan took over. So a full season of that, I think, can get you 7 to 9 wins. And I think it allows you to look at Dan Campbell and say, damn, all right, I have not identified your ceiling yet. You went from 3 wins to 7 wins, 3 wins to 8 wins, 3 wins to 9 wins. And the third year, Dan, I can put the expectation of, hey, we should at least be contending for the division in year 3, Dan Campbell. And I don't believe that's a fireable offense if he doesn't win the division. But if he's 5 games out of the division lead and they have a losing season going into year 3, boy, I'm scratching my head a little bit. What are we doing for year 4? Where's the team gone in terms of roster development? Where's the talent level at? Where's the coaching at? Is Aaron Glenn still here? Does it need a new coaching staff overhaul? Or is it, hey, give him year 4 and let's see what he's made of? All this I can't tell you right now. I need to watch all these games in front of me. But I think that's the mindset you can start putting in your head, Detroit. 7 wins this year. And that evolves into 10, possibly 11 year 3. But you would accept 9 or 10, depends on the division that year. If the Packers or Vikings go 13 and 4, you're not going to win the division, right? You're not ready for that in year 3. Year 4, I could make the argument it's time to start winning a lot of football games. But year 3, I think, contend for the division. And this year, show player development, show an identity on offense, show an identity in terms of winning football games. And I think you're on the right track, Maddie. What do you think?
I think you're right. I don't know that. Let me rewind. I have not high expectations for Dan Campbell, but I don't really have any expectations, I want to say, going into this season, because I don't want to be disappointed when I think it's too soon to even have disappointment for the Lions. That's kind of where my mindset is going into this season, because while I'd love to see them win 7 games like you think that they're going to do, I don't think that they're going to win 7 games. I think that they're going to be more at like a 5. And I don't think that that's great. But
if they're at 5...
You're going to jump off the Ambassador Bridge, I know.
How can you...
What?
I'm going to read the schedule for you.
No, trust me, I hear you and I understand, but I also understand that we are the Detroit Lions.
Listen, we
and
open
that every
up...
time I get my hopes up, I get let down.
Yeah,
so what
okay,
I'm doing
all right.
is I'm leaving it open to be impressed.
No. We're not going
Well,
to have that loser mentality here on the morning show.
I have a loser mentality.
No, unacceptable. You and every Detroit Lions fan out there, stop using 58 years of suck.
Okay, well, when it happens...
To justify this football team not being able to win games this football
season. If they win 6 games, are you still going to be upset?
I think you have to see how the season plays out. If they win 6 games and, Goff missed a few games, or they just... man, 6 is tough for me to swallow. I see more than 6. You got Philly, Washington, Minnesota, Seattle, New England.
So is 7 a low ball for you then?
I think 7's the floor. I think 7's the floor. And I think anything more than that tells me that they may have the right head coach in Detroit. I think if Dan Campbell pulls off 9-10 wins, he's in Coach of the Year contention. And that would bring my level of confidence in him to a level I haven't had since Jim Caldwell's 11-5 year.
Yeah. I don't know. I know I have a loser mentality.
Don't be scared. Look, their first 5 games.
But you and I both were like, oh, the Detroit Tigers, let's freaking go, and they suck.
Yeah, well, they have Al Bundy in charge. You know, that was a miscalculation on my step. For somehow, some way, the interns let the formula through without equating for Al Bundy. Not my fault, all right? I'm not taking... Okay, I am taking responsibility for it. My bad. But I'm just saying, no, we're not going to do this to ourselves.
Well, that's why I'm not doing it to myself.
Look at the team objectively.
I'm looking at
them. Are they more
them.
talented than they were last year?
Yes.
Are you more confident? Are you more confident in the offense running with Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson than you were last year?
Yes.
I think that's a significant improvement. Do we believe Aaron Glenn will get a head coaching job in the next year or two because of how good he was on defense last year?
I think he should have gotten a coaching job this year.
And he's going to get more talent, which he did. And all these rookies from the year prior will be second-year guys, and the guys prior, third-year guys.
I'm not saying that we're not in a position to win and to win multiple games, but then I just go back to who I know, who I have seen in the past.
I think it's too low.
It's a terrible
They open
way
up
to
against
think,
Philly.
But I also am just trying to, stay on the safe side.
They open up against Philly, Washington, Minnesota, Seattle, New England.
I hear you and I understand.
The the Kool-Aid version of a Lions fan would say 4-1. The general optimist would say 3-2. The general pessimist would say 2-3. And the I hate the Lions, they suck every year would say 1-4. Right?
Sure.
But so we're going to stick along the general consensus / optimism train. 3-2 start to the football year. 2 weeks to prepare for Dallas. They should be able to beat Dallas, in my opinion, with 2 weeks to prepare for them. They then host Miami and Green Bay. They should split that 2-week stretch, which means they are 4-4. Then they have Chicago twice. That is 2 wins, 6-4. The Giants and Jets, let's say they split it. That is 7-5. They beat Jacksonville. That's 8 wins. They lose the rest of the games.
Listen,
I didn't do it in order, by the way. I just went off based on what I'm seeing. But the point is, I don't believe they can beat Minnesota twice. I think they can split.
Beat Minnesota once.
There we go.
Well, okay, good. Then we're on the same page. I don't think they'll beat Green Bay twice. The only team in the division they're going to beat twice is Chicago.
But then, right?
What?
So, like, the former...
But then, you got half of your wins already from Chicago.
The former Lions fan in me, who is always just astounded by the fact that they lose to the worst teams and they somehow manage to beat some of the better teams, and you're like, what in the
look, the schedule,
is going on?
of course, any given Sunday, things are going to happen. Who knows? The Lions might beat the Bills this year, but lose to the Bears twice. You just don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, but I'm telling you, there are games on the schedule this year where you say, hey, we're going to be able to win football games this year. We're going to be able to address a lot of needs, and really, we're going to address a lot of things before the season starts. This team is really chugging along in the rebuild just fine.
I'm excited for them, and I hope they do better than my expectations, but I'm setting the bar low.
I think that's a bitch move.
Well, I am a bitch.
Wow.
What's up, Fish?
We have a caller today. We're going to start, hopefully, on the optimistic side. Scott from Lapeer, Michigan, to talk Lions football.
You said Scott from Lapeer?
Yep. He is
Thanks
on once you guys are ready to go. And, I hope the Lions do 5-6 wins. You know they're not going to split the Bears. I hope you know that. They're going to find a Lions way to lose in Chicago, and then everyone's going to be, you lost. Anyway, Scott from Lapeer, Michigan's on the air.
All right, Scott, good morning. What do you want to talk about, bud?
Scott?
Good morning, Maddie. Good morning, Adam. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all, you guys.
All right, what do you think of the Detroit Lions? Are you with Maddie, 5 wins, or are you alongside me here between 7 and 9?
See, that's the difficult question and a very good way for me to answer it, for the simple fact that I'm one of those fans that have not cheered for the Lions in well over a decade since I graduated high school in 2010. All right, I haven't cheered for them since then. This is the first of 4 or 5 rebuilds that they've had throughout, I don't know, the last decade or two that I have actually been excited about. They've actually got my attention. They've got me on the edge of my seat going, okay, what are they going to do next? So I want to see them take the North for the simple fact that, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have his guy no more. I don't know really who he's going to throw to besides Sammy if Sammy can stay healthy. That being said, the Lions are in that same predicament. If Swift can stay healthy, the Lions will be able to run the ball and efficiently. If Hawkinson can stay healthy, he's a great vertical threat. He's a great blocker. He can open up holes for Swift. It is the way it is, but they got me very excited and hanging on the edge of my seat.
Fair enough, Scott. Fair enough. You know what? Again, guys, I'm gonna. What are you doing, Maddie? Can we get the camera on Maddie, please? Look at this. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my God. Look, Scott, what I will say is I think this football team has gotten a lot better. Obviously, I was very low on them last year. I don't think I'm too high on them this year. I think I'm right around where you should expect them to be.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
I swear, one of these days, Maddie and Fish are going to get whacked and just thrown outside in the dumpster. Fish, I am going to kill you. I just want you to know that, buddy. I want you to know, one of these days, I'm going to take you out to the back alley, and I'm just going to whack you. And I don't care if this is on tape. Fine, this is my confession. I killed Fish. Deal with it.
I've been prepared for a year and a half.
There's no allegedly anymore.
I've been waiting slowly.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. All right, look.
You want to take one more person? We have another person if you'd like to take him.
I need to head to break, buddy.
That sounds fine.
When we get back, we will continue this conversation. I will take a caller. Unless I'm going to kill Fish during the break, we'll see.
Which probably will happen. I'm prepared.
And then when we get back, we'll continue the conversation. And then after that, we got Woodward Fat Boys coming in.
Woodward Fat Boys.
Those are my boys.
I don't care.
Terry called them the Fat Fellas.
They call, yeah, there you go. I'm repeating what Terry said.
Yeah, Terry says Fat Fellas.
Terry is allowed. You are not.
Why?
Because I said so. Thanks.
Fat
Could you please tell us about my bookie now?
Yeah, I'll tell you about where you can make fat money.
Oh my.
And that's on MyBookie. Bet from anywhere, anytime using MyBookie. Sign up today using code Woodward and they'll match your first deposit. The NHL and NBA playoffs are underway, guys. It's getting to the point where you don't want to miss out. Sign up today. Bet from anywhere, again, anytime using MyBookie. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey guys, this is Adam from the Morning Woodward Show. Make sure you're checking out Odds Trader so you can make the smartest and best bet possible. They offer all the lines, whether it's from BetMGM, MyBookie, FanDuel, you name it. They have the lines there for you. They allow you to make the smartest decision. So again, make sure you're checking out Odds Trader before you make any betting decision. Odds Trader, your go-to place. Visit oddstrader.com. Again, that's oddstrader.com.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. And Are you a little frustrated this morning?
I am. Not happy with performances coming out of the booth this morning.
Which one?
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah,
Well,
it
the
doesn't
video
shock
and
me.
audio was very disappointing.
Yeah,
this
I might
morning.
die, which is fine. I'm prepared for
Fish,
it.
mute your mic. Shut the hell up. Let me kill you. Jesus Christ. All right.
Why are you coming at me for?
Shut up. You know why. You know what you said during the break.
Yeah, we all heard it.
Look, we're not going to acknowledge
It
it.
was not very
We're going to
nice.
move past it. All right? How would you like it if I called you, I don't know. God, I don't want to roast anybody.
Don't
So
do
we're not
that.
going to do this
Me?
on air. So shut the hell up. All right?
I got
Westfall.
Fish to back me
I
up.
still love you. You can still come out Thursday and hit the range with me if you want. Anyways.
Thursday, he's
Let's
not coming
continue the
with
show.
us.
Let's continue the show. We got the heavyweights coming up in about 12, 13 minutes. Speaking of the heavyweights, by the way, they will be dropping their video 10 a.m. on the Woodward Heavyweights channel. Make sure you guys go check it out. Let's see. We have a few comments and questions in here I want to address. I don't want to miss them. Zach says they are under 500 team. They are starting to get a few above average players. Chark, Hawk, Swift, Sewell, Ragnow, Decker, Jackson. On defense, we probably only have 2, Hutch and Walker. Zach, I would disagree. I think Amani Oware proved he's a solid corner in the NFL, definitely above average. I think your linebacking core is probably your biggest concern. I think Aleem McNeil showed glimpses down the stretch. You don't know what you're getting out of him, so I would agree. Right now, he's not above average. He's not something you're extremely excited for what he is right now, but again, it could show massive improvement in year 2. Jeff Okudah, the former number 3 overall pick, yes, very frustrated with how his career has played out so far, but that doesn't mean you're not expecting him to come onto the field. He's still a first-round pick, and he was a first-round talent coming out of college. Was he taken at 3 and I hate it? Yes, absolutely. All right? I'm trying to forget about it. But that doesn't mean him giving you full 15, 17 games this year is not a good thing for this football team. So I truly, truly believe there is an opportunity for this team to really surprise people. And can we get the camera on everybody? It is unbelievably amazing in here. Look at this. Look at this. Can we go to Fish now? All right, now go to Westfall. We got EDM music playing in the background right now. Fish is just having a great time. No, leave it on Fish. I'm enjoying this. This is what happens during the morning show, guys. Full preview behind the scenes. Congratulations to all of you. Fish, how's the French Open going, buddy?
It's going pretty good.
Who's any upsets so far?
Yeah, Osaka lost.
Yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
Ever since she started talking about mental health and all that stuff, she's just been a complete train wreck.
Yeah.
Poor girl. She was so
Can't
damn
agree
good.
with you. Yeah.
And then took I believe it was one tournament, just completely threw her off.
Well, it was last year's French Open.
Is that what she withdrew from or something about what she do?
Well, she didn't want to
Just a
attend
bunch
press
of idiots walking on Woodward this morning.
She didn't want to attend press conferences, so then she ended up pulling out after her first round last year. So,
All right,
that sucks.
well, look, Maddie.
Yes.
We talked about this before the show a little bit. It was actually before the other show the other day. The chat wants to know.
Good. What?
5 players in the league right now.
Oh no, we're doing this?
You're doing it, not me.
What?
Yes, on the spot.
Which league?
5 players in the league. You'd smash.
No, you're
No
going,
pressure.
You're going to.
All right, Jimmy G, number 1. Go. You.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, number 2 for me.
Jimmy G, number 2 for me.
Don't steal my list because you're not prepared. God damn it. Unbelievable.
I'm always prepared.
Guys, everybody in the chat, let us
That
know.
was only top 2. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
keep
I
going.
can't think of 5, and I think that's way too much for me to be
Are
saying
we
about another
talking
guy.
just football?
No.
Because we all know hockey is my sport.
Yeah.
I love me some hockey.
Congratulations. Yeah, whatever. Look, guys, give me your comments. Give me your feedback in the chat about Maddie's expectations for the Lions in terms of her thinking it's 5 wins compared to what you think of mine, which is roughly 7 and 9 for this football team this year. Maddie, are you factoring in that Dan Campbell is possibly a good or very good coach? Because if he is, they're going to win more games than what you expect.
I agree. I don't know yet.
I think you have to factor that, though. Because
You're
not
right,
going.
but
Because you
again,
don't
the
go
5
into.
games is
Do you
just
date
my-
somebody? Do you date somebody like genuinely?
You don't want to talk
Do you
about
get
my
into a
dating life.
relationship with somebody without like thinking, hey, this is a long, like I'm trying to go long term here, right? Now look,
Right.
there's the obvious ones you don't, but I'm just saying like a genuine, real, like this is like a legitimate relationship. Don't you like go into it with the intention that this could work? So you have to also give Dan Campbell that he could work out, and if he is going to work out, he's going to show a lot of glimpses in year 2.
You're right, but I also think that there is still that, I don't know, that's still my floor because I just, honestly, like, I can't make my expectations any higher than that because I don't know. Like, that's, the unknown for me is like, hey, I'm going to play it safe. It's not like, hey, I'm going to expect more out of you.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do that. You should look at it without any feelings and say, look at the schedule, look at the team. I think they should do this. If they do less, disappointing. If they do more, great. If they do exactly that number, fine. I think that should be that cut and dry.
Well, and you are who you are, and I am who I am.
Well, I'm trying to help you grow
Somebody
as
in
an
the
individual.
chat asked who hurt me, and I said who didn't.
Everybody. Everybody. There's not a single person that has worked or met Maddie that hasn't heard her, outside of Fish.
But no, I don't know. I do factor in the fact that I think that Dan Campbell could be a very good coach. I just don't know yet. And I think there are still some kinks that will need to be worked out this year. And I think that those kinks could unfortunately land in a 5-game.
Even with that
5-win
schedule.
season. Even with that schedule.
All right, we got Stick in the booth. Stick, she thinks 5 wins. I'm thinking 7 and 9. Where are you at?
I think minimum has to be 6, right? What does Vegas have us at? 6.5? Minimum has to be 6. That's my floor. Ceiling, maybe 10. Uh-oh. Big Spence.
Yeah,
Big Spence.
We got the heavyweights walking in. Clearly, they don't understand that they're supposed to be on at 9:29, not 9:23. But
the heavyweights just do whatever the hell they want.
I'm ready to go. You know, it's better to be early than late. It can never be too early.
I swear to God, I don't know what I signed up for this morning. Where's Easy?
I don't know, man. I don't keep tabs on him.
He'll be here at 9:32.
He's his own man. Yeah, he'll walk in here at 9:32.
He's always late.
Why didn't you guys call him and say, hey, you're out at 9:29?
He texted me at like 9 o'clock,
Be
so
quiet,
I thought
be
he'd
quiet.
be here on time.
Everybody be
Oh, here we
quiet.
go.
Are you calling your mom? I hope
No.
so.
Yo.
Yo, what up, though?
You're on air right now. Don't swear.
Oh, what up?
How long do you need?
I'm gonna be there in like 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Maddie told me 9:32. Who's lying?
She said 9:32.
Yeah.
He's on easy
That
time.
works too.
That works too.
I'll be there in like 2 minutes. I'm literally across. I'm by the CVS.
Okay, we're
Hit
counting.
the like button.
We're
Hit the like
counting.
button.
What am I dealing with? Nice shades, buddy.
Thanks, I found him over here.
Yeah, they've
There's
been
a
there.
straw too, so
Yeah,
All right,
they've been
all
there
right.
for like 2 months.
All right,
I'll
what
keep
the
them.
hell is going on? Stick, I agree. I think 6 could be the floor, but for me it's
You
7.
said your floor is 7.
I am
Floor?
acknowledging what he said. He said 6.
Uh-oh, you
I'm
got
telling you
Spencer
minus
Wild-
7.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
we're so
riled up.
far off, it's worth debating.
Your floor?
Like, if I
Your
was at
floor
3
is
and he was
7?
at 7,
Yes.
that's one thing.
I think this team can win
We
and
already
should
had
win
this
7
debate.
games this year.
I think they could win 7 games. I don't think their floor is 7 games.
Should they win 7 games this year?
I
That's
had
the question.
7. When I went through the schedule, I had 7 wins.
That should be the floor. And anything more than that is just a great job by the staff and the players.
Yeah, I'll
That's
agree to
fair.
that. But I
That's
still
fair.
think in the NFL there are games you lose that you're not supposed to.
And there's games you win that you're not supposed to, like
Yeah.
the Bills.
I-
They
no.
could beat the Bills.
No
they
chance.
could. Again, if the Jaguars could beat, anyways, beyond the point, it can happen.
I think the game we're going to win that we're not supposed to is in Dallas because it's coming off a bye week. You have a whole week to prepare. Zeke Elliott is a shadow of himself. They don't have Amari Cooper, so we're just going to have to shadow CeeDee Lamb. I'm not really into the Michael Gallup hype. I think he's good. I don't think he's great. And I agree with you on Dak. I think Dallas regrets paying Dak. I don't think he's an elite quarterback. And I think that's a game you can go out there and take after having a week of prep. Going into their house, they're coming off a game. They're still going to be tired from that game. I think you can go in there, you can punch them in the mouth, and you can steal that game in Dallas.
Yeah, look, one, take off your sunglasses. I can't take you seriously. All right,
Does
there
that
you
make it better?
There you go. Yeah, I really couldn't look at him. Second, sorry, Spence. Second, Look, when we talk about the Lions this year, it's very important to acknowledge that this is not just about being optimistic about your football team. The fan can say 9-10 wins. I don't care. I don't care about the fan in terms of what they think of prediction, because I think it's slightly, or not slightly, it's definitely, swayed in a certain direction. Yeah. So what I would say is, if Dan Campbell improves as a head coach this year, this is a better football team than what even people are saying it's going to be. And
are you concerned that Vegas has only given us one extra game compared to last year? Last year, the over-under was 5.5. This year, it's 6.5.
Technically, for
they
Vegas.
only think we improved by one game. Does that scare you?
Technically, the Rams only improved by one game when they traded for Matthew Stafford last year, and Vegas was very wrong on that as well. So, what I would say is, you can't account for coaches taking the next step in year 2. It's very hard for Vegas to do that. What they do is they take historical data, they take your matchups, how the players perform, weather, etc., whatever it may be. At the end of the day, I think 6.5 is a good bet for the over. I think it's 7 this year. 6 wins wouldn't surprise me, but I think 7 has to be the floor. And if they do anything more than that, I think you might have a very good coach here in Dan Campbell.
If they do anything less than that, we may have a very bad coach. Because they got what are they, bottom 5 in records that they got to play?
The 4th or 5th easiest schedule.
And last year we were top 5 in hardest. Yeah. So, they got to do it this year. This is the year.
And they couldn't have asked for a better start. And I said it a little earlier. I want to know what you and Stick think, Spencer, which is their first 5 games before the bye week. I think the Kool-Aid fan would say 4-1. I think the general optimist, who is realistic, would say 3-2. And I think the depressed, pessimistic fan would say 1-4 or 2-3.
I'm not depressed or pessimistic, but I think it's 2-3. I think.
You think they lose to Washington, New England, and Philly?
No, I think we beat Washington.
You think they beat Washington and Seattle, and they lose to Minnesota, New England,
and Philly?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Easy. We'll get you on the couch in a little bit, but before we do, I need to tell you guys about where you should all be going, which is Planet Fitness to get your asses in shape. Planet Fitness, your home of the judgment-free zone. Your fitness is essential. Sign up today, $0 down, $10 a month. That's Planet Fitness. Check out one of their many Metro Detroit locations. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you, and as always, check them out at planetfitness.com.
Hi, I'm Cade Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes time to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. There's nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
Big old Bobcat.
I love you, Spence.
Have you ever seen that video? As a little kid?
Yeah. Easy, hop on, buddy.
Big old Bobcat.
We need to discuss some Joe Dumars, and I'm actually really happy Stick is in the booth right now. Give some perspective. You guys are super young. Not that I'm much older than you, but
we're going back to this.
I want to hear it out because Neil was very heated yesterday.
Neil was
so I didn't get a chance to catch the show yesterday,
as he should be.
And Neil was very heated. I don't want anybody to interrupt. Easy, please. Easy. Yes. I want you to tell me why Joe Dumars doesn't qualify as a great GM.
One championship, right?
and we all know that collection of players was a unit, as a team. We haven't seen a team or unit winning a championship like that since. It's always like one superstar, predicated and spread around like other players along with them. No one knew that Chauncey and Rip were going to develop that chemistry. You couldn't have foreseen that. The luck almost fell into the hands with the Rasheed Wallace and trouble that he was having with the Trailblazers and whatnot. And it's one championship, man. Like, I'm not saying Joe D's a bad GM. He's not a bad GM by any means. Like,
What's the definition of great, though? I think that's what I need to understand.
Put it to you this way. If one championship is great, then what is Bob Myers with the Golden State Warriors right now?
Great.
I think
championship.
They're on the same level. Like one championship to that guy's.
No, there's
four,
levels to greatness because Dwayne Wade is great, right? He's got multiple, right?
Yes.
Michael Jordan is greater.
Michael Jordan is greatest.
Yeah,
I know,
Jordan's
but no,
greatest.
that's not the point. The point is you can even have one chip. Giannis right now, is he great?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, can he become an all-time great? Yeah, of course. There's levels to this. No one's saying Joe Dumars is the top 5 or top 10 GM of all time. I'd say he's probably 13 or 14. But hear me out, Easy. I want to walk you through what Dumars walked into. Just full clarity, and Stick can back me up on this. The Pistons were in and out of the first round every single year. They were a first round in, get out in the playoffs. He shows up, and in 8 of his first 9 years, they make the playoffs, of which in a 6-year stretch, they make 6 consecutive Eastern Conference Finals, along with 2 finals appearances, 1 Game 7 loss, and of course they beat the Shaq Kobe Lakers.
Damn Robert Horry.
To your point, Easy, where I'm going to agree with you. After all the success, the owner died, transition, it was really bad.
Yes.
But
Terrible.
9 of his 14 years were some of the greatest years any GM has ever put together. And you said, well, nobody could have foreseen Rip and Chauncey working and then Sheed being available. That's what GMs do. Nobody thought that you could pick up David Price for the Tigers. Nobody thought you could pick up Max Scherzer. Nobody thought you could pick up these players like the Tigers were picking up Torrey Hunter. Nobody thought you could do that. Bill Dombrowski put it together. Now, did he deliver a championship in Detroit? No. But it's very important to understand that Joe Dumars went from being a player, went through the Teal era on the sidelines, not watching, just watching from afar, takes over a team that essentially has never gotten to the second round in maybe 10 years, shows up, and they're instantly, 1 year after, instantly Eastern Conference Finals for the next 6 years. Yeah, for me, that for me is great. Championship, and my level for greatness. Championship, winning matters. And if I go to Joe Dumars' a record as a GM, I want you to understand something and tell me if you disagree. It's very important to understand who the group of players and coaches were at the time, right? So Joe Dumars walks in, and I don't know why it's not letting me show this. Give me 1 second. Detroit Pistons.
Rick Carlisle.
No. I want to go in the years.
Saunders.
I want to go to the years prior. I don't care about these coaches. So when Joe Dumars walks in, he walks in 1990. No, he walks in the year 2000. Joe Dumars shows up in the year 2000, and he's there till 2014. In the 5 years prior, they made the playoffs 4 times. They were out in the first round every single time. He walks in. Gentry is the coach. Gets rid of Gentry, it's Irvine walks in. They go 32-50, they suck. Then he brings in Rick Carlisle, Eastern Conference semis, and then Rick Carlisle, obviously, they start developing the team. They start adding players. It's conference finals, conference finals. And that was under Rick Carlisle, Larry Brown's Flip Saunders. And then it went to Michael Curry, where they still made the playoffs, but they weren't a good team. And then John Kuster, Frank, Mo Cheeks, and we don't need to talk about Stan Van Gundy because that's just nutty.
Build the wall.
The point I'm trying to make here is
build up the wall.
I have never seen a GM in my life ever not have down years. There's not a GM you could name.
It is unforgivable. Some of the signings that
Josh
he made.
Smith, I think, was a
Josh
disaster.
Smith,
but
Ben
remember,
Gordon,
the money was
Charlie
held.
Villanueva. The money was not held.
He keeps going back to this Ben Gordon, Charlie Villanueva
the owner
thing.
died is when he spent all that money.
No.
Now you can say, look at the choices he had. He still made the choice to spend the money on those players. That doesn't make those players
Easy's missing a lot of context, and that's not his fault. How old were you?
I'm not
in
missing any
2000,
context,
Easy?
Dick. In 2009, Bill Davison died. In 2009, Joe Dumars signed Ben Gordon to $58 million, and then he signed Charlie Villanueva to almost $50.
Okay,
$48 million.
so you do understand that when Bill Davidson passed away, his daughter took control of the team. The family took control of the team. They froze everything. They froze all assets. They told him he couldn't make any moves. Then they told him, hey, you do have some money. You can either use it this year or next year. The year was 2009. The best players in that free agent class were Charlie Villanueva and Ben Gordon, coming off a 40-point-a-game performance against the Celtics in the playoffs. Everybody thought he was Steph Curry before Steph Curry was Steph Curry. And that, if it panned out, great signing. Joe Dumars, the strategy was he knew he wasn't going to get Melo. He knew he wasn't going to get Bosh. He knew he wasn't going to get LeBron James. And look, they all wound up in one spot together. So nobody in the league got them. So the strategy was spend the money on players that you know are less than, but at least it's the best of the group, instead of settling for what's left over the next year. Did it work? No. But to discredit everything he built to that point and say, oh, he made a couple bad decisions at the end.
Everybody makes bad decisions.
It's such a frail argument.
There's no discrediting here. The argument is great. Easy thinks he's a good GM. I know Easy thinks he's a good GM. We all love him for bringing that championship, building that 0-4 team.
Do you think he's a good GM? You don't think he's great, though?
Not great.
Not great.
Why?
I see him as like Bobby Webster, like the Raptors GM. I feel like they're very similar. They have that. Oh, we're in the playoffs every year. We're getting there. We can't get over the hump. And then that one year,
they went to 6 straight Eastern Conference
they win
Finals.
the championship.
The Raptors aren't doing
that. The
that.
Raptors could never get through LeBron James.
But that's different too. The Raptors went out and got a Kawhi Leonard. They knew they only had a one-year window. We were perennial contenders.
They could never get through LeBron James. They could never get through that hump. Yeah, they saw LeBron James.
Why are we giving excuses to Toronto in terms of players? We're talking about a GM. This GM led you to 6 consecutive Eastern Conference Finals, 2 of which were finals appearances. We don't need to talk about the debacle that happened in Miami when they were completely officiating differently because of the Pistons, and they gave D-Wade so many calls that just were unnecessary. We all remember what LeBron did to Detroit, those, 23?
Coming on LeBron.
20, I think it was
24, something along those lines. 20-plus consecutive points. Absolutely just murdered everything for Detroit. But for us to sit here and say it wasn't great.
It wasn't.
It is. Okay, wait. Let me finish. Let me finish before you scream like a ballerina. Just chill.
I'm just saying, I'm going to tag. I'm going to be able to say that's 15 words since.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Guys, shut the hell up and listen for a second.
Do ballerinas scream?
I want you guys, I want you guys to go in NBA history over any GM. Any GM, your choice. Very good, bad, doesn't matter. You go find the very good ones. And go find me, of those very good ones, how many of them made 6 consecutive conference finals? How many of them made multiple finals appearances? And how many of them, of course, have championships, which most of them do? Mm-hmm. That is greatness. Now, did it end bad? Sure. But nobody's killing Greg Popovich right now because his last 4 or 5 years have been underwhelming compared to how great he was before.
Yeah, but that's a different level of greatness.
But you can't. It's a different level of greatness, but it's still great. Joe Dumars delivered greatness to Detroit.
I think part of being a great GM is identifying and taking care of great talent in the draft, and he failed to do that.
He failed to do that, yes.
Which is big. That's a big part of being a GM.
You're taking 2000...
But where were we picking in those drafts? You're talking this guy's supposed to pull gems out of 17, 22. He got Tayshaun Prince at 22. I'd say that was a pretty damn good pick.
Yeah, but after that,
we're going after the success. That's what I don't understand.
Right, and where are you drafting after you're successful? You're drafting like 15. You're going he never had a top 5 pick besides Darko.
You're going after the team gave you 8 playoff appearances in 9 years. His first 9 years, they were in the playoffs 8 times, 6 of which were conference finals appearances. And we're going to take those 9 years, throw them to the side for a little bit, because we want to harp on 5 years where, yes, he wasn't very good, horrible draft picks, awful signings. Sure, fine, but that does not take away the greatness that was delivered in the first 9 years.
I think it does. I think you have to take it as a whole. You have to take it as a whole. It's his whole career. You can't just take out the good years and just take out the bad years and
Every
put them
GM
aside.
has had down years. I don't understand what we're doing,
man. Like he hit, and then let's go over the draft picks. Mateen Cleaves.
What number? What number?
14. Lottery.
Okay.
Darko Milicic.
Okay, that's 2. That's the one I'll give you.
Yeah,
okay.
That one, you can't knock it.
There's tons of names that keep going. If you want me to
keep going.
Carlos Delfino.
What pick?
Carlos Delfino's 25. Outside the lottery. We go to the lottery picks. All right, Rodney Stuckey.
What pick?
15.
15.
Austin Day.
What pick?
15.
Okay.
Greg Monroe.
That was top 10.
Brandon Knight. Top 10.
Yeah. No, that era, fine.
Kyle Singler. Andre Drummond. Chris Middleton. Who we traded. KCP I liked. Tony Mitchell was later pick. And then the sign.
Let's look at this year's draft. Let's look at this year's draft.
And you're saying, look what he took over.
Dumars didn't trade Middleton.
Like what? A team that
Dumars sent Middleton to the G League, and then I believe Stan Van Gundy over there, Fat Boy, ended up trading Middleton.
No,
that was
but
he
listen,
didn't trade
we're all
him in
excited
14.
about the Pistons drafting 5
For
right
Corey
now,
Maggette?
right?
I'm
Like
pretty
we
sure.
have some potential
2014?
good picks at 5.
Yes.
What is it?
What did you say?
I said we have some potential good picks at 5 if you're the Pistons right now, right? If we were picking 15, who are we talking about right now?
Tons of guys get picked up around that part of the draft, man.
No, they don't. That's why they're 15th.
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay,
It was not 15. He was 9
Donovan Mitchell was 9
or 8.
He was one after us, after we picked Luke Kennard.
So 7. So they were 8. He was pick number 8. Giannis was pick 13. Giannis. Draymond Green, Jokic, second-round picks.
Donovan Mitchell was pick 13.
Was he 13?
Yeah, he's pick 13.
Okay.
Okay, and name every other player
Devin
that was
Booker,
picked 13
13.
around that.
You grab
But
guys.
that is not Joe
here's the
Dumars'
difference.
time.
Here's the difference. You grab guys that can play and start in the league and stay there. He grabbed guys that literally is out of the league.
Okay,
couldn't make it to the court.
I think me and
then you
Stick
add
are
the
sitting
signings
here.
in there.
We're working with you guys. We're acknowledging his last 5 years were not very good. But
So he's not great. You can't call him great. He had no way to replicate it and bring that team back to any type of relevance.
What
at
GM
all.
has ever replicated two
Myers
different
right now.
Bob Myers right now. So one person.
Who is GM of the Lakers
It's swapped. Jerry West, the greatest GM in NBA history.
Was that Jerry West? I don't know if that was Jerry West.
Jerry West.
Or Pat Riley.
And Pat Riley.
Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 guys ever.
Those are all-time.
And
more
if,
than
yeah,
4 or 5.
but
Yeah.
if you do all-time GMs, I promise you, Joe Dumars is in the top 12, top 13.
Get out of here, bro.
Oh, what do you mean? Get out of here! You don't even understand.
How many
How do I don't
franchises have won an
understand?
NBA
Holy
championship? Just period.
What'd you say?
Multiple NBA championships. There's only 8, I believe. It's Lakers, Pistons, Celtics, Heat, Spurs, Rockets, Warriors. Yeah.
Right. So not that many teams win championships in general, right?
Yeah. Well,
so when you
one-
do
All right.
climb that mountain, you should be considered one of the greats.
The
period.
latest NBA.
Well, he won one
Guys, hear me
championship,
out.
I'm
Hear me
saying.
out. The latest NBA.com all-time GM rankings. Give me a second because this scroll is taking forever. I'm going to find where Joe Dumars is on this list. Pat Williams, 17. Danny Inge, 16. Okay, that's too high. Rob Thorne, 15. Makes sense. David Griffin should not be anywhere near here. Joe Dumars, number 13 all-time.
13
Number 12,
all-time.
Jack McCloskey.
Yeah.
Deservedly so. Number 12. Number 11, Donnie Nelson. Number 10, Donnie Nelson, by the way, the guy who delivered the Mavericks championship against the Heat, just so you guys know. Greg
Mavs
Popovich.
squad. Mavs had a squad.
Greg Popovich, 8 seasons as a GM from 94 to 2002. Messiah Uri with the Raptors, number 9. Red Halsman, number 8. Pat Riley, number 7. Max Winter, number 6. Bob Meyer, number 5. R.C. Buford, number 4. Number 3, Jerry Cross. That's BS. He should be
Messiah Ujiri
higher.
was
Red
7.
Auerbach, number 2. And then number 1, Jerry West. Look at the conversation this guy is in, and you guys don't want to call him great?
Is he the top 10?
He's number 13.
13. Right on the outside.
Is the 13th greatest player in NBA history great?
Yes.
Yes.
Why isn't the GM?
Another thing, too, I want to say, too.
Another thing,
in
too.
NBA,
Just
more than
completely go
anything-
away from what I asked you. That's fine. Is
I
the
said
13th
great.
player in NBA history great?
I said great.
Okay, and
Are
is the
you- are you
13th is the
ballerina? You want me to
13th
scream it?
is the 13th best GM in NBA history great?
Say it one more time.
Is the 13th best GM in NBA history great?
Good. If it's Joe Dumars, good. Those moves are atrocious and unforgivable. I don't care who you are, what
And
you say.
he took you
he lucked
to 8
into that
playoff
stuff,
appearances.
man.
I don't
Come
think
on.
he lucked
He took
into
over
it.
a playoff team.
He didn't. They
I don't
were
think he
actually
They
out
were
of
in the
playoffs the year
playoffs.
he took
Come
over.
on.
They were in the playoffs. You just said it.
Oh my God.
Out of the
No,
first
I
round
didn't.
every year, but in the playoffs, right?
Oh God.
Did he not just say that earlier?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
You just said they were in the playoffs.
they
every
were
single
30
year.
and 52.
Couldn't make it out of the first round.
All right, I have
so
to
he
go
took over
look
a
back
playoff
now.
team. Right?
There we go. Joe Dumars took over in the year 2000. They were 32 and 50 the year before. Or excuse me, they were 28 and 30 with Alvin Gentry. The year
Yeah,
prior.
he did not inherit wealth, bro.
No,
like
yeah,
I don't know what you're
he
talking.
built that
This
team
is
for
this
sure.
these are the same kids that love the teal jerseys because they think they meant something. No, that was a dark era.
That's not
Joe
true at
Dumars
all.
took over
And
and
that's
said,
BS
"I
as
am
well.
changing
Yeah.
the color back to red, white, and blue because I don't bleed teal."
That's
the minute
just cap.
that happened, the franchise turned around again.
Guys, I'm missing breaks right now, so we're going to have to take a quick break. Maddie's yelling at me. When we get back, we'll continue maybe the conversation. I did want to ask you guys about Cade Cunningham and the Pistons. So let's try to get to that. Gypsy Vodka is the best on the market, but not only are they the best on the market, summertime with Gypsy is going to be completely different moving
Summertime.
forward with the Mulligan. No, if you suck at golf like Easy and Spencer suck at golf,
whoa.
look, you got to drink your way through the holes, and I understand it completely.
Give me 10 strokes. I'll bet.
When you're out on the golf
$500.
course, hanging out with the boys, or just in the backyard, drink and try a mulligan. It's made with Gypsy vodka. Check them out, and please, as always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap. Crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Well, it was a little bit chilly this morning when I woke up, but don't worry. I can go get warmed up and a tan at Chili Peppers Tanning. That's where you find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified tanning professionals. Don't forget to join the Pepper Club. That's where you find the best deals on unlimited tanning. Chili Peppers, they've got the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Chili Peppers Tan!
Chili Peppers Tan!
I don't think anybody loves Chili Peppers Tan more than Fish.
Yeah,
I love
it's his
And I'm
favorite
here for
jingle.
it.
Look at
I'm
he's
definitely
dancing
here
in
for
there.
it. I wanted to ask you guys, I want to move off Dumars. We're not going anywhere with it.
Borderline
I
great.
brought up earlier how the Pistons should go about building a championship roster around Cade. You look at Luka right now in Dallas; he's surrounded by a bunch of second-round picks and undrafted free agents.
Yes,
not
not
nice,
good.
but you can win, right?
You can win.
Trey Young last year, right? We saw the miracle; he got to the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Final. You can have moments,
They had
glimpses.
the Hawks had a better team last year than the Mavs do this year.
Absolutely, but I think the point is you can win young in your career, right?
Yes.
But you're not winning a chip, in my opinion, until year 5, year 6, year 7. So that's why I still think the Pistons from contending are still 4 years away. And my question is, how do you guys believe they should go about building a championship team? And let's just bring it back a step, maybe. A contender around Cade. I think it's, if you look at Golden State, granted, they're the greatest anomaly in history through the draft, but the point is, Golden
Great
State,
GM.
Golden State, Boston are built through the draft.
Yes, facts.
The Nuggets built through the draft.
Yes.
A lot of the teams have built through the draft. The Bucks built through the draft. Yes, some core veteran free agents, but nothing special. So yes, who you pick at number 5 matters. But what, 2024 Devin Booker maybe? I don't see you guys being able to haul any player in free agency that's gonna Kevin Durant to you, that's gonna Kawhi. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's
So it has to be
hard
through the
be done.
draft, right?
Possibly, man. I mean, Cade's a different type of guy. We haven't had a Cade Cunningham here in a while. I mean, he's truly a superstar.
Best player we've had since Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, he has these relationships with other stars. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you have someone like that, it attracts other pieces to you. I mean, the same way we saw Golden State. I mean, people ring chase towards the end of their careers, and Cade's that type of guy. Can be.
It definitely does, but I think there's a level you have to get to before you can go for that. I think they need to build from the draft, like Adam was saying. I think a good idea to start would be to try to shop Jeremy Grant for either that 4 pick from the Kings, the 7
I find
pick,
that difficult, though.
Shopping
Because
Jeremy Grant. You
it's
just hate
so
Jeremy
many
Grant.
It's just so many young players on a team.
Yeah.
I already think it's 4 years away. What do you guys think timeline-wise?
yeah,
Are we in
that's
agreement
fair.
4 years before you see any significant success here in Detroit with the Pistons? Easy?
So one more time?
4 years?
Define significant success.
Get out of the second round, possibly.
Okay,
Eastern Conference
yeah.
Final appearance.
That's fair.
Yeah, 3 4 years fair, yeah.
Unless they catch lightning in a bottle.
Unless they go out and get a superstar signing. If they go out and grab Devin Booker or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Fish, what's up, buddy?
We have Pistons breaking news. Speaking of Pistons.
All right.
There was one game released for the 2023 season. Pistons are playing the Bulls in Paris, France.
Yeah, I saw that.
On the 19th of January, 2023.
Nobody cares about Europe, Fish.
Except fish.
But it's Pistons.
We have a rule
Pistons.
on the show.
Yeah.
Don't insult Europeans when fish is in the room,
All right.
please. It's
But
very...
I can insult Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert.
But it's Pistons.
Yeah.
You guys care about the Pistons?
They put him there because Killian.
So I think we all agree you're going to have to build through the draft, and it's going to take time. You look at the Celtics. Tatum's the star. Marcus Smart, the second most important player. And then you have Jaylen Brown, who is okay.
Jaylen Brown's great.
He's good. I don't think he's great yet. But, yeah, I get what you're saying. He has star potential.
Yes.
He's got to work on his jump shot. Tatum is becoming a complete player in front of our eyes. This series makes no sense, by the way. It's just ugly game after ugly game for both teams. It's now tied up 2-2. Looks like Golden State getting back to another finals
For sure.
under
Golden
Steph Curry and
State's
Steve
gonna win the
Kerr.
championship.
God, unbelievable. We need to take a quick break. I apologize. We messed up all the breaks because the Joe Dumars conversation got out of hand. So we'll be back in a minute. Mailbag time. You guys all know what that means.
Mailbag.
Get your questions in the chat. If you want to know why he had a tampon in his nose, now's the time to ask that question in the chat. But before we go, Maddie, could you tell everybody at home about the great work our friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency are doing?
Yes, I can. Our friends at SMA help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
If you're looking for something fun to do, or you just, want to have some fun, go to the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. That's home of the original football bowl and pin game called Fulling. They've got two ways to play, $12 unlimited open play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, of course, they have a $2 mystery beer machine as well as multiple full bars. So check it out at thefullingwarehouse.com.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Mail! Were you a big Blue's Clues guy?
Did we allow this? We really allowed this on the show.
You probably
this
hated
morning,
Blue's
huh?
Clues.
He doesn't even know what Blue's Clues is, probably.
Yeah, I know who Blue's Clues is.
Oh,
Relax,
thank God.
buddy. I watch Blue's Clues.
She's only like 2 years older than me.
Okay, but he knows nothing about life. He's under a rock.
What?
Or an ostrich in the sand.
Excuse me, I haven't been to Pine Knob, and I haven't had a Detroit-style pizza. Excuse me.
I'm
Go
fine
to
at
Louis,
Pine
man. I'm telling
Knob,
you,
but
Louis is fire.
Detroit, stop. That's the first thing you do.
Time.
All right, what questions do we have?
New York
I don't know.
pizza's
Let's
better.
find out.
I like New York pizza.
Is Maddie thick? Question mark. Yes.
Who's
3
that from?
C's.
Spencer Baxter?
3 C's.
Maddie,
yeah.
give me some questions. Let's go.
I'm trying.
What size shoe does Maddie wear?
In men's or women's?
Where does she sell her socks?
I don't
What the
sell
hell
my
is
socks.
going on this
Follow her
morning?
Patreon account and you can
I'm
buy
actually
used
convinced
socks.
that the dryer takes your socks. Like, I'm convinced.
First question,
No, it
Spencer,
does
how's
not.
your
All
new
right,
dog?
so
I'm home, my new
BRRG
dog.
says we praise Joe Dumars too much for
Where
one
are you seeing
championship.
any questions?
Just give me a second. Well, he says we are
Wait a
praising
minute.
Joe Dumars too much for one championship. And what I would say to that, again, is he got you to the finals twice. If Larry Brown didn't get the team to just play for game 1 and 2, the series would have been over sooner. And then if, I don't have to remind you of what Rasheed Wallace failed to do on Robert Horry. I mean, that team was literally seconds away from back-to-back championships. And then we don't have to go about the Dwayne year after and then the LeBron. I mean, we don't have to go into all this. But
I don't think these people understand how hard it is to win a championship in the NBA, let alone do it in Detroit.
Try getting to 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals without a superstar player.
Well, and just look at every time Detroit comes up, they change the rules so we can't continue to do what we
Bad
do.
boy
Happened
era,
to the
going to
Bad
work
Boys,
Pistons,
happened to
same
the
thing.
04 going to work. Like, every time Detroit, it's harder to win here than anywhere else. No other GM could come here and did what he did.
Old man yells at cloud.
They got rid of hand checking in that series against the Miami Heat, if I recall correctly. By the way,
They changed the rule after 04.
They got really upset with the way the Pistons were winning games, 80-76.
Well, at one point we held, 5 teams under 70 points, and they were real tired of those 67-point games.
Guys, look, I'm gonna read an excerpt from a good friend of mine. All right, because we were having a conversation last night about Joe Dumars, and this is a guy I really rely on to have conversations with when I need to hear something either different or really spot on.
Yeah.
Especially when we're having conversations like this. Even in Detroit, it's easy to forget how revered Joe Dumars was as an exec. So many brilliant moves to build a championship roster. Stole Tayshaun Prince in the draft, stole Okur in the draft, stole Rashid via trade, stole Ben Wallace via trade, believed in a total vagabond in Billups. Not bad. That's from Justin. And then Joe Dumars was a disaster. Wait, here comes the acknowledgement. Joe Dumars was a disaster for his final 5 years at the helm of the Pistons, but he was also a perennial contender and historic champion from the absolute ground up. Thrilled he is getting another chance. This is long overdue. This is after he got another job in the NBA. And then, of course, Ken Holland inherited a great championship team and then held on way longer than the organization could, and they collapsed after. Joe Dumars inherited a mess, built a championship from scratch, and then held on way too long before the organization collapsed. Funny how Dumars was perceived as worse. And then the final one. Dumars built a championship from nothing and missed another title by a hair. He failed like a manic for the last few years, but the dude deserves another shot. Unreal, he nearly went a decade without work. That's from Justin Spiro. And again, guys, I really think this is so simple with Dumars. If you can acknowledge that his last 5 years were pretty bad, all right? You can acknowledge that the level of greatness he had for 9 years, the first 9, significantly outweigh those last 5 years where, let's be honest, the team was in total hellhole.
Disarray.
They didn't have draft picks. The picks were all in the median, teens range, which you're not going to turn around your franchise in the teens unless you just get lucky, which only a few teams in the history of the NBA have done. Typically, you need a top 2 pick to get one of the game-changing players. That's typically how the NBA draft works.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, after that run, we just suddenly choose to forget that this guy in 9 years made the playoffs 8 times, 6 conference finals, 2 NBA finals, should have been 3, could have been a repeat. Stick. 13th best GM of all time. I could argue it's probably a little higher, given some of the people like Donnie Nelson who are on the list should not be higher, who's with the Dallas Mavericks. What is the story of Joe Dumars after today?
I mean, after today, it's really up to you to decide because there are 2 sides of that page, right? There's 2 sides to the coin. But I think there's more context to the bad side of the coin. And you think about what he was dealing with during that time with Bill Davidson passing away, the team and all that. And here's one thing. You may not have liked the moves he made, but at least he made moves, right? What was our complaint about the Pistons for the last 8 years?
Nothing. They
just
did nothing.
Treading water to get knocked out of the first. The guy tried to get AI to spice up the offense. Didn't work. We all know it didn't work, but he tried. He tried to get he tried to get a Charlie Villanueva. He tried to get a Ben Gordon. Did those picks work? No, but at least he was making moves. And
Easy, we're talking about a GM, not a player, dude. Chill out in chat. We're talking about a GM, not a player. No one's complaining about LeBron's finals appearances, anyways.
Around here, anyways.
Yeah. How much time do we have?
You
We
have
have a
no
minute.
time.
We have 2 minutes.
We gotta go.
They want to know who would win Oklahoma drill, me or you.
Oh, you fucking kill me.
I don't know.
Sorry, Fish.
I think you can get lower.
No.
It's all about leverage.
Who's blocking first?
You know I tore my ACL in Oklahoma drill, by the way,
That's cute.
back in high school.
Spence, are you blocking for both of us if we do Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm blocking myself.
Happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. I hope you have a phenomenal day. I'm sick of hearing these guys talk, so we're going to go. Bye.
Bye. Have a good time.
George Russell.
Show here, that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.